Well, it's Uncommon Fossil, and Pokemon has just finished updating live. This is the updates that will in a couple days allow Paldea Evolve to be played in-game. And I think this is the last updates done before the game comes out of beta, although it's still in beta for the next 2 days. I don't think it gets any more updates. So wanted to test out live, just see how it's working, and figured just a deck just to mess around with. And one of my favorite decks to mess around with is Castform. I'm always trying to make it work, make it viable. It's a fun card. It's a deck you play without any energy, so who doesn't like that? The Castform, if you're not familiar with it, you might not be because it's just not really that good. I acknowledge that, but it's got the weather reading ability. And if you have 8 or more stadium cards in your discard pile, ignore all energy on this Pokemon's attack cost. So it attacks for free as long as you get 8 stadiums in the discard pile. So that's the goal. There's 3 different forms of the Castform of this deck. There's at least a 4th form that I'm not using. Rainfall attack here on the rainy form does 20 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon, so it just sprinkles around a little bit of damage. That can be good for finishing off a Pokemon that you weren't quite able to knock out that retreated to the bench. It plays the Snowy form, which is a very solid attack. It does 120 damage. It can't attack the next turn, but all of these Castforms have free retreat, so switching into another one, even it can be another Snowy form from the bench, then it can attack. And then 3 Sunny form Castform. This is the big hitter at 150, and then you have to have a stadium in play for the attack to work. And when you do attack, you discard the stadium from play. So you need to kind of keep that in mind with it. Then a 3/3 Kirlia line, just for refinement to discard a card, preferably a stadium. Keep things going. 0 energy, like I said, in deck. That's great. Besides the stadiums, 4 Trekking Shoes help get some cards in the discard pile. 4 Level Ball, because all the Pokemon are Level Ball searchable. 2 Rescue Carrier, because partly we're playing PokéStop. We want to get cards from the discard pile back into our hand. 3 Serena gives the discard or a gust option. 4 Research, because that just makes sense. We do not want to discard cards as fast and hard as we can. 4 Switch cards. Maybe I should drop that by 1 or something. I gotta think about that. But the reason for that, the Castforms have free retreat, but the Ralts and Kirlia do not. There's no energy, so this is the only way to get a Ralts or Kirlia out of the active. 4 Ultra Ball, search for a Pokemon, and just also a way to discard those stadiums. And then the stadiums for PokéStop, which helps us discard the top 3 cards of our deck if they're items that go into our hand. So useful for sure. Primordial Altar, you can look at the top card in your hand, and you may discard if you want, so helps discarding. Jubilife Village, just 2 copies of that. Each player can shuffle their hand, their deck, and draw 5 cards. Their turn ends, so if you need to just set up at the start, it's useful. Temple of Sinnoh, we want some stadiums to disrupt, right? So special energy just becomes 1 colorless. Keep your opponents from doing what they want. 4 Tower of Darkness, another stadium, but also a draw engine. And if you have, when this is in play, you can discard a single straight card from hand, which is only these other Tower of Darkness cards, but you discard it and then draw 2 cards, so it's a way to draw some and get a stadium in the discard. And 4 Path to the Peak, right? We don't have any rulebox Pokemon with abilities, so it's just a great include to mess with our opponent. So let's see how the deck performs, but also how is live? Did the update to live make the game better, or was the game worse? They weren't looking to address a lot of issues, but hopefully they didn't make things worse in the process. It has happened at times, so it's always a concern. So, like I said, this is just a fun, just for fun type of deck. So I'll go first. Hopefully, I can attack turn 2. That's the goal with this deck: attack turn 2. Attacking turn 1, obviously, would be great. If you go second, it's very hard to do. You can usually attack turn 2 if you go second, but attacking turn 2 going first, then you're in a solid position, right? We have these 2 research. We're not going to be able to play them. So, all right, so DTEs, so Temple of Sinnoh will be useful with that. So maybe it's either an Arceus deck or a Mew deck. I didn't pay too much attention to the other cards there. I should have. Guilty of that for sure, of not paying as much attention as I should. All right, so it's a Mew deck, so Temple of Sinnoh helps. They can still, of course, copy their attack. So let me get a Ralts down. And All right, I probably want to discard 2 stadiums. Ooh, that's kind of... Let me inspect the board. What do I want to discard here? So let me put that... So I'll say no. I'll discard it because I want to discard it. Let's see what I draw. Okay, well that's solid for sure. All right, I could play the PokéStop, but I think I want to throw down Path to the Peak because they might not be able to bump that, right? Path is potentially very disruptive. I could get rid of the research. No, I was just trying. I'm probably getting too cute there with that play, right? Hopefully I don't get judged. Kirlia's Knight, really nice for my next turn. And end turn. Okay, so not bad. I was trying to think, did I want to keep the PokéStop in hand for next turn? So 3 stadiums in the discard pile. Not bad for turn 1. All right, good. That means my stadium may stick, so I might actually win, right? Because one challenge is, do I set up, particularly the goal is set up on turn 2, and can I win a game? And yes, I did. I beat Mew, so shame on Mew. Any deck that loses to Castform is just no good garbage, because Castform's not much above garbage. I love it. I mean, I love Castform, little guys. You know, maybe I cracked it with my deck list. I just changed the deck list earlier, put in Ultra Balls. I didn't have Ultra Ball on the deck list, and I was like, why don't I have Ultra Ball on the deck list? I can't think of a reason why I don't, so I made some tweaks there. So we won a game. Let's go. I do need to knock out 2 Pokemon, I think, for my challenge for the day, so I want to get that done. But this is awesome. Won a game, beat Mew Meloetta, a very good deck, as you know. My opponent had the path down, they couldn't do anything, and they were just too embarrassed to go ahead and lose to Castform. You know, the fact that the one Castform is fire type means it can one-shot the Genesect V, and certainly your opponent doesn't like that. The Serena is the discard option, but also allows you to gust up the V or the V Max, so the Serena certainly helps out the Mew matchup for sure. It doesn't help against the EX Pokemon, of course. So we'll see what happens. Once you're set up with Castform, you're in good business. It's a free retreat and all that stuff. All right, so don't... that's not great here, is it? So I'll play PokéStop this turn, I gotta imagine. All right, I'll take Serena, because I think I want that for next turn, right? So... all right, I'm going to... they're maybe up against Lost Zone. I'm going to get a Ralts down. I'm doing that before the PokéStop, just so I get... I don't know. Hopefully get more stadiums getting discarded. Lost a Pokemon. That's sad, but not the end of the world. So... all right, I'll live without that switch card. All right, I'll get another. And look at that, 2 for 2 with the deck. Let's go. My opponent's beating a Giratina, probably Lost Zone. I don't remember what I saw. Was it Lost Zone Giratina? I'm not sure what I saw. So 2 for 2 with the deck. The deck is on fire. Wow. Besides having some fire attackers in it, wow. I just can't lose with this deck today. I don't know that when, you know, going 2 in a row with Castform is tremendous. Let's see what happens this time. Part of it is I want to see how the update is with live. And I need my opponents to make some turns, right? I'd like to see a few turns back and forth. Hopefully just to see if my deck will actually set up. So far it hasn't really set up, but the game hasn't gone far enough that it's mattered, right? A win's a win, obviously. Happy about that. And I'm definitely going to publish this video, because winning 2 games in a row with Castform, you can't beat that. At least in my world, you can't beat that. I love Castform, and it's performing way over its head here so far. So, but hopefully we get a little back and forth. All right, getting a lot of Sunnyform Castforms. Have all of them in my starting hand because I play 3. I'm charged up here. I am really happy. My room is hot here. I gotta say, I'm a little uncomfortably warm, but really pleased about this. So I have PokéStop. That's not a bad hand. It's not the best hand. Going second is certainly not ideal. They had to start Lumineon V though. They don't like that. So that's good. All right, so it's Ralts Mew, but Ralts, so it could be a Gardevoir EX deck. Could just be Kirlia Engine, but with the Psychic Energy, I'm inclined to think it's probably a Gardevoir deck. So we'll see what happens here. It's a better deck than mine, but so were the other two decks that I managed to beat earlier, so we'll see what happens. So they're setting up quite nicely, though. So a good start for them. What do they have? Just one energy in the discard. Okay, so play PokéStop. So I'm not going to get a supporter this turn. Well, no, I could if I get lucky, but that's... All right, 2 in the discard. All right, I'll just toss these guys down and end turn. So that's not a great start at all. In fact, it's a bad start. And I didn't get a Ralts down, so I can't use Kirlia next turn. So my deck did not set up well at all. So my opponent's probably not going to concede because I set up terribly. I do have right now the PokéStop in play. I hope they don't bump it, right? They may play Beach Court, which would let them get the Mew out of the active. Yeah, they're getting their Kirlias down. They got their Ralts down turn 1. I did not. They had to start Lumineon V, so that was unfortunate for them. They did get a Battle VIP pass to play that turn, right? I could play it in this deck, but Ultra Ball, I'd rather have Ultra Ball because I want to discard those cards from hand. Wouldn't mind Quick Ball being in format, but it's not, so we live with that. Not getting the Ralts down is painful. All right, so what do we have? A Gardevoir EX there, right? With a fancy art. Okay. Ooh. Does that mean they have rare candy? No, that's for... Well, okay. But they're going to get their energy on next turn, right? What's in the discard pile? 3. So they're going to attack. But they don't hit the bench. So it certainly could be worse. All right, let's see what we have here. Give me some stadiums. All right. I lost a Ralts. Okay. What's the state? Would I have 3? That's not good. So I'll get 4 and may get a 5th stadium in the discard pile. Let's see what I have here. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to discard. I really was thinking there, I got to say, about keeping it because Pass to the Peak is going to be necessary to win this game. Wow, I've discarded 3 of them. That's bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 6 in the discard pile. So I may be able to attack next turn. It's going to be too little too late, most likely, though. There's not a lot I can do. Hopefully I'll leave that stadium in play. I can bump it with my Tower of Darkness. That gets me to 7. I think I had 6, right? All stadiums, which is good. 4 path, though. That's the thing I don't like. Oh, they get the Lumineon out of play, so good for them, right? They don't want that as a liability, and they might want to recover. It gives them the option to use it again also. The thing that gives me some hope in this game is they're only going to take 1 prize. I cannot one-shot the Zacian V. I mean, they have to put 2 energy on it, but that's all they need, I'm pretty sure. So 40 damage on it gets to 180. 60. Yeah, the 3 energy more than knocks me out. They're probably going to just... Okay, so they're going to pay the retreat cost. Are they going to attack with Gardevoir? Well, that's... Okay. I mean, I don't like that play, I got to say, because I might knock them out. I can knock them out with the water one also. So I have a chance. I have a chance of taking a prize. So that would be nice. If I could take prize and then get path down, that would be really good, right? So I'll take a look with this card. I can discard if I wish. So I'll say no. Serena's okay though, right? Serena's fine. So I'm going to play Rescue Carrier. I just did my hand some, right? Those on the bench are fine. Boom and boom. So what's the stadium count here? It's 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can attack. So I think I want to keep both Switch just in case. I think I'm going to play it conservatively there. I'll get rid of them. All right, that's not bad at all. I have free attack now. Oh, yes, that'd be nice. I like that. Oh, actually, no, I forgot. I already have one in hand. I should have. I'm not paying enough attention here. All right, I'm gonna use this to just dig a little more because I do need to set up some. Oh wait, I was supposed to attack. I thought it was. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I thought it was PokéStop, but of course it was not PokéStop. I was thinking it was PokéStop, and I was just getting rid of thinning my decks, getting my deck down some, digging through. I should have attacked. That was unforgivable. And look, I'm not in good shape with this deck. I mean, with this matchup, but that's just horrible. They're going to take out the Ralts, but that's okay, too. It's not good, of course, but that mistake was just... that's one of the things where when I'm playing, playing online, playing a little casually, you make dumb mistakes like that. So they go up another prize. That's unfortunate. I should have one more prize taken, right? They're going to attack with Zacian next turn. That's okay, too. I'm going to say no. I will live without that switch, hopefully, right? So that's not bad at all. Wait, what do I want to get here? Let me attack with... Oh, he's not terrible, is he? I might need the one... Taking out that Mew eventually is a nice option, too. So I got to keep that in mind, right? That could almost let me get through this game. So that last mistake was horrific, though, right? He has 20 damage because they accelerate, so I do one-shot the Gardevoir, right? It's not Gallade, right? Boop. Yeah, the single prize Gardevoir, so... I get confused with the Gardevoir and the Gallade. I got to acknowledge. So if I had gotten the pressure earlier, I could have forced them to put some damage counters on Zacian possibly, which would give me more of a threat against Zacian, right? So Cresselia, they move damage counters. All right, so therefore it moves two from each. So therefore I don't want to do the spread attack unless I'm finishing something off, right? Because that lets them just push hard into me. All right, judging me, that's fine. Not a bad hand. It wasn't a great hand, so getting rid of that hand's not a loss. I'm still very sad about that stupid play that I made. It is what it is. I'll probably play the PokéStop down. No, I can just leave the Temple of Sinnoh. That's okay. So I will research that away. That's solid. I might want the option to gust up something. All right, let me play one more. A Rescue Carrier, I like that. I like that, right? So I'll just sit on that. Yeah, I'll get those two guys back. I just want to... I figured this turn I'll put the Ralts down, right? All right, I'm going to... That might have been a mistake there. I'm not entirely sure. The one Castform. I would prefer not to have three... I probably shouldn't have played all three fire types. That's fire sunny forms. That probably was my mistake there. But I can finish off the Zacian with Serena, so that's part of what I like about this. I'd like to get, and I can take Zacian out with my snowy form, which is good too. So they're using the Forest Seal Stone. See what happens with that. I would like to get Path to the Peak down next turn. What's the stadium situation? Just the one, right? So we'll see what happens here. Penny. Oh, they got rid of Zacian. That's unfortunate. That's another way to handle it, right? So good for them. Okay, they patted the Penny back. So they're going to spread around damage counters and take out my active Pokemon. That's fine. I imagine they're not going to attach the energy to Mew. If they do attach the energy to Mew, then I could do the spread damage and take out the benched Mew. Don't think I assume they have more energy, right? Yeah, I would think they should want to attach to Lumineon V. It's not, oh no, they can't. It only attaches to Psychic Pokemon, right? So a basic Psychic energy to a basic Psychic Pokemon. All right, taking out the Kirlia. That's fine. I'm not going to cry about that. That's okay. It's not bad at all. They can do that again next turn, which they very well may. So I will use the Kirlia. Get rid of the research. I'm not going to dig that deep. If I do, I'm probably not winning this game. I will probably deck out first if I make that play, right? So I think I want to attack. Let's use the 120 HP guy here. Put down the stadium. I'll put down this guy too. Right, 120. So it's a 120 HP Pokemon, so I didn't have to use the Sunny form. But they're gonna win, right? So I made a mistake. I made a huge mistake because I didn't attack. I didn't attack one turn, which obviously is a brutal mistake. Oh, so they have. Okay. Well, that's not bad. I will get rid of one of these guys. Easy peasy. So what are they going to do here? I'm not sure. I mean, they might just attack with Gardevoir. There's nothing I can gust up with Serena, it looks like. So, I'll let my opponent take the game. Ultimately, I'll probably play it out. Not really a reason not to. I really cannot stop them from winning next turn. I don't think, right? I don't really think there's any play at all that I have. So I'll just attack. And they're going to win next turn. So good game to my opponent. So this is kind of Castform. I made a huge mistake, and I can't believe I did that. I haven't been playing Castforms as much lately. But obviously I got my stadiums confused. Didn't attack one turn. But look, I would have taken 3 prizes instead of 2 prizes. So it's not like I was super close to winning. I don't, the Gardevoir is obviously a good deck. But anyway, I had a lot of fun with Castform. The good news is it looks like the update hasn't caused any major problems. We'll have to pay attention. I'll take a look at the forum, see what people are saying and complaining about. But did do that, and hey, I completed the challenge of knocking out 2 Pokemon that game, right? Took out 2 exactly. So there we go, get my 60 crystals. I know I'm done with the battle pass, so you don't get much rewards, but those 60 crystals per day still add up. So anyway, give Castform a try if you want to, if you like playing a fun little deck that's probably on the dumb side, but it is fun. And it looks like the update hasn't broken the game, so that's good. So take care and look forward to Paldea Evolve dropping soon.